I'm really excited to get the 2017 season started. 2016 was not our best year. We finished 5-5 once again and failed to make the playoffs for the second year in a row. I definitely don't want that to become a habit. There were some positives though. Kyle had a breakout year. We showed that we have multiple pitchers that we can put in games. So just wasn't the clutch performance that we need to make the playoffs and to make a deep run. So decided that we should make a little change as we go into 2017.
I've known Curran Collins for a very long time, over 20 years. He actually grew up right off Carmen Road, just down the road from the SWBL wiffle ball field. He played college baseball. I'm hoping that he can translate that into wiffle ball, and I think he might be able to swing the bat similar to the way that Kyle can. But even better, he works for Anheuser-Busch, so I'm hoping he can contribute some of those free beer vouchers on behalf of the team. I'm hoping that between him and PG, I won't have to go in debt buying beer for the team this year. But, Curran's a guy, he's been very interested in the league. He spent months, years in fact, studying the game of wiffle ball and the history of the SWBL Wiffle Ball League.
SWBL Wiffle Ball, Skivvy, is that it?
SWBL
Wiffle Ball League.
Yeah, Curran's been in the pipeline for the Brewers franchise for a couple of years now. I think he will get along incredibly well with the players that we have. He shares a lot of the same passions and interests as the existing Brewers players.
I work in Anheuser-Busch, so stay true to the AB products like Bud Light, Budweiser, anything cold.
But I think as it sits now, I think our team has a couple big voids that we're looking to fill, and I think Curran can definitely contribute in both of them. I see Curran making several positive contributions to the Brewers franchise, both on and off the field, and for that reason, we felt that we just had to ink him to a deal this year. Yeah, I think the first year jitters really got to Curran, and he wasn't able to perform as we expected. Oftentimes we see rookies struggle to adjust. And once again, the Rockies really had our number. Ever since they picked up Brett, it's just been a different team that we haven't been able to take care of. But I am one to look on the bright side. PG had an amazing year. I think you can scratch out MVP and replace that with MVPG. And Dave continued to lead the way on the mound. He pitched against our toughest opponents and really did well for us. And speaking of solid pitching, Kyle did a great job. After underutilizing him 2 years ago, he earned every inning last year. And when you talk about players that are three-way players that can hit, pitch, and field, there aren't many in the league that are better than Kyle.
There were a lot of people in season 15 that struggled with the first pitch strike rule, including yourself. How do you think you'll bounce back in season 16?
I think as pitcher, I liked it, obviously, but as a hitter, yeah, people did struggle, including myself. Not making any excuses. I didn't do a lot of sleeping and being sober, so I plan on doing that a little bit more this year. And as the fall ball season showed, I could still do what I did 2 years ago, so I think I'll have a pretty nice bounce back year.
And Jim Stout had a solid year on the mound for us. He's got a variety of pitches. And when you see him out there, he really looks like the most natural pitcher in the league. We're going to lean on him a lot this year, especially with the radar gun looming. And at the plate, Jim's going to get all the at-bats that he's rightfully earned these past few years. And, we're brothers, of course, and we've always had a great connection. I'm looking forward to spending some time on the field with him again this year.
Expectations for this year are pretty high for myself. I expect to be upper part of the pack with full-time hitting now. The past couple of years, I've gotten about half the at-bats of the full-time guy, and I feel like once I get rolling in the at-bats, be swinging better. I feel like I'm a versatile hitter to all fields, dingers, mainly dingers. That's all I'm looking for this year. Finding out I was going to start against the Astros opening day was a pretty big surprise to me, considering we have two other great pitchers in Kyle Cornell and David Olderman. David put on a great performance last year, and I think Kyle is almost an overlooked pitcher. He's got a lot of different options, and for me to get the start is huge. I'm excited though, because I'm hoping to take down Brian Benware. Still not happy about his captain interview, saying it's a mistake. The only mistake is you going against me.
And John Dories, he's always there when you need him. He had a clutch home run for us last year. We had a close game against the Expos, but he pushed us through.
In 2017, we definitely had some improvements year over year. We were able to win our first playoff game since I think 2012. But we finished 5-5. Again, that's not going to get the job done. But hey, at least we won Franchise of the Year. Wait, we didn't. The Astros. Mother.
69 miles per hour.
Guy's gonna have to slow that down. Regardless of if we win or lose, I think our franchise has always been about having fun with close friends and family. And on that note, I was extremely excited to welcome back a longtime friend of the Brewers franchise for the 2018 season.
Hi, my name is Dr. Stephen Carter, and I am the physician for the SWBL Brewers wiffle ball team. And welcome to an inside look of the Brewers workout and nutrition plan. So for my players, I like to recommend exercises that simulate what you're going to be doing in game-like situations. So the first exercise we're going to look at today is what I call power cable swings. So you want to make sure you set the pulley at a lower level. That way you're really emphasizing that uppercut swing so you can go yard like the Brew Crew Bombers. The next exercise is a cable pullover. This is to help simulate a throwing motion. And when you do this, make sure you are using a nice 12-6 motion like David Olderman's curveball. Another fun exercise to do is use a reaction ball to simulate ground balls. Just have a partner roll you the reaction ball, and it's good practice because you never know where the wiffle ball is going to end up. And if you don't think you have platinum hands type skills like Chris Metter or the Brewers, you can always substitute a medicine ball for the reaction ball to really slow down the exercise. This is a good idea for teams like the Royals. Another exercise I like to recommend for my players is bicep curls. This one's purely just to increase their aesthetics because we all know curls are for the girls. One of my most important recommendations for my players is to work out with a partner, because sometimes workouts can be very tough and you need that extra push. So when you work out with a partner, they can give you that extra motivation that you need. At the end of my workouts, I like to finish off with a burnout exercise, something that's lightweight and high volume.
Walking in the wrong direction. No, I should be walking home. Smart enough to know much better. Ain't tough enough to be alone. I can't stay away.
Oh hey, I didn't see you there. I was just reading over some nutrition facts. And speaking of nutrition facts, one very important part of training for the SWBL's upcoming season is nutrition. So one thing I like to tell my players is to have a very balanced diet. So a few key ingredients to a balanced diet are these things I have here. So first I like to tell them to eat a lot of complex carbs.
You can find that in oats. Also, eat a lot of lean protein that you can find in poultry and fish. Also, you need healthy fats, and you can find that in nuts, nut butter, and nut milk. But I wouldn't drink too much nut milk. I'd save that for the ladies. And another important part of training is liver health. So during the season, I like to recommend a moderate to heavy amount of drinking beer. Doing this trains your liver to metabolize the alcohol while you're playing wiffle ball. That way you can be at your max performance. One other thing I like to do to recover from our workouts too is supplement with protein. That way you can get your muscles big and strong. And to make sure I'm super efficient about how I eat my protein, I like to put a nice heaping scoop in a cup and then go ahead and mix it with that beer. Make sure you mix it nice. And then enjoy.